As soon as I walked over and I turned the corner, it was so packed, like you wouldn't believe. It was insane. I wanted to make my experience the best it could be, and it was starting to get a bit annoying because I was worrying about this a lot, the vlog, and I wasn't really focusing on the expo. I just didn't want to vlog anymore. Okay, let's talk about Lightbox. My gosh, I've been putting off this video for so long, it's not even funny. It's been long overdue. Hi guys, my name is Isaac and I am a 3D animator currently working as a commercial video editor. I'm based in Los Angeles, California, but I went to Vancouver, Canada to study 3D animation at Vancouver Film School. While I was there, I actually attended several events at Spark CG. It's a very popular animation festival and I loved it so much. I loved the networking, I loved going with friends. It was just a blast, and that's something that I missed ever since I moved back. I was talking to my mom about it. I was like, all my connections, everything's up there in Vancouver and I have nobody here. I have nothing here. The plan was to start going to expos, start going to conferences, festivals. I'm such a nerd. I regularly visit Disney Animation's website and I stumbled across their events page. That's where I got reminded about Lightbox Expo. And funny enough, a couple of years ago, I actually knew about Lightbox Expo. Fast forward a couple of years, now I'm looking to get into this industry and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to go to Lightbox Expo because I was just talking about it and this is what I've been looking for. So I got my 3-day pass, got the hotels, and the whole journey to Lightbox Expo began. While I was prepping for Lightbox a couple of days before Thursday, which was the picnic, 2 days before, I went on the Lightbox Discord and I saw an announcement that they were doing a vlog challenge. And I'm like, dude, I used to vlog. I used to make videos on YouTube and I do video editing as a job. That's my thing. So I'm like, let's do it. We've got my gear. I'm headed to the freeway. We're gonna go to this picnic and it's gonna be a blast. You know, I wanna manifest this. First day comes around, Thursday, and then the time came where to go to the picnic. And then that's when I see a big group of people and I'm like, that's definitely the Lightbox people. I don't know anybody. I just kind of like walked my way into the first group that kind of started talking to me. And
would you like a sticker of an adorable little octopus? His name is Horatio.
Did you design this?
Yeah.
I figured. That's so cool.
I eventually found a bigger group.
You sure can't go outside without your hat.
Let's go!
Crazy! Scream for Lightbox!
Yeah!
And then after that, we pretty much just went to the coffee shop event.
So where are we going?
To the coffee shop.
Coffee shop?
Some sort of coffee shop.
I think the name is called Hughes.
Everybody's just drawing on the floor, sitting with their legs crossed, have their notebook out, and they're just sketching along. Everybody's doing it. The people that weren't doing it were either socializing or doing the vlog challenge. So I thought that was just really cool, and it really brought me back to why animation is just so awesome. The way I see animation festivals, it's really like a celebration of animation. That's the way I like to describe it. There's a big misconception, I think, with animation festivals that, oh, if you go to an animation festival, you're gonna get a job because you're gonna meet a Disney recruiter. That's not the case. The point of the festivals, you're there to get more involved and included in the animation community, not so much the industry, which is so awesome. You're meeting tons of people. It's just really cool to see that people make the effort to be part of something like this. After Thursday, the first day of Lightbox came, man, I was so excited. And then I find parking. The buildings themselves for the expo, they don't open, I think, until 10 or 10:15. So I believe I got there like around 9 or 9:30. It was so packed. I think it was expected because everybody at the picnic was saying this is only like a third of the expo. And we were all saying tomorrow it's gonna be packed. And sure enough, it was packed. And the lines to get into the buildings themselves wrapped around, they went down the block, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I went to the picnic because I hope somebody from the picnic is close enough to the front doors. I wanted to go to a Disney panel. I think it was either Disney or Pixar. Oh, it wasn't a Disney one. It was the making of Transformers 1. I don't even know what the panel was about. That's how intense it was just to be there. The doors open up, we get in, and it was on the second floor. It was a little bit of a miscommunication on my part, knowing where the panels were. Eventually, what had happened, I eventually found out which room that panel was going to be hosted in. And I think there was only like 40 seats available. If you look at the footage, there's a couple hundred people in the building. That caused a lot of congestion in the building in terms of people trying to find where they're trying to go.
Is this your first time here?
This is my 4th year.
Is it progressively getting fuller? Because I've heard that it's gotten like worse and worse. Yeah.
2019 being the first year for Lightbox, it was really smooth, really easy to go to the panels and less crowd control versus like right now in 2024, it's just chaotic with like other ones.
Say that they should really like move it.
To top it all off, the first panels of the day don't require tickets. It's first come, first serve. As I was trying to figure this out, the line for that panel, Transformers 1, was just getting longer, and I was hoping I was gonna make it. One of the workers came by and they said, starting from here, everybody back, you're not gonna be guaranteed a seat. I was, I think, like 12 people back, and I was like, great. So what do I do now? So I waited in line. I was like, maybe some people are gonna leave. Well, nobody left, and I couldn't go to the panel. So what I ended up doing, I was like, okay, what's the next panel that I could probably go to? I forgot what panel it was, but I remember I couldn't go to that one either because people had the same idea. Instead of going to the first panel of the day, they were lining up for the second panel that was going to be after that panel. And I was just like, wow, what a mess. Everybody was planning so far ahead. People were willing to wait an hour and a half just to get tickets, which then they have to wait like another 30 minutes for the panel to just open in general. I think I only ended up attending 4. I went to the making of Moana 2, which is, as of recording this video, has yet to be released.
The time is 1:23. We wanted to get tickets for the Moana 2 panel, so we need to be here at 1:30 for that, and she's just saying it's a little fire unsafe. We need to move.
And they
What did they?
They don't know where they're at. This is where we get them, but we don't know where they're at.
She also said she doesn't know where the line's at and that we need to...
We just need to move away from here.
That's crazy.
Tell that to everyone else that's around the area.
How many people there are?
But that's what is really cool that I realized. People have such a big passion for this thing that we call animation, and they're willing to do so much. Even though it can have like a negative repercussion on me because I couldn't have what I wanted, at the end of the day, I realized, man, this is really special because that means that the passion for this industry is still at an all-time high. That pretty much wraps up day 1. I was looking at my list for day 2 on the panels that I wanted to attend. I changed my mindset. I was like, okay, I gotta be willing to be okay with not attending at least half or more of these panels. But I remember day 2, I really took into account of the artist alley. It's insane. A bunch of people are just trying to make their way through and see what artists are selling what. Pretty much the artist alley is artists can come and sell their art that they've created. There was some storyboard artists. There was Tom Bancroft selling original artworks and drawings along with his brother Tony Bancroft. I met Laura Price. Also, next to the artist alley, it bridges out into another room where it's the studio alley. Studios like Disney had their own. It's really cool how they designed it. One side is Disney Animation, one side is Marvel Animation, one side is Lucasfilm Animation, and then there's Sony Pictures Animation, Warner Brothers Pictures. All the big studios were there. Hanging around in that studio area was really inspiring as well because you get to talk to recruiters and just get information on each studio, and they were giving their own swag. Speaking of the Disney company, I went to a really cool panel on Pixar's new series that's coming out called Win or Lose. I didn't know that they were going to be sharing an episode. It was really cool to see because the 2 directors of the series were there, as well as the producer, and even the voice actress of the first episode was there as well. It's really cool because I used to play baseball, and the series revolves around baseball. It was funny because we saw the Pixar team taking out these large boxes from a van. We were like, okay, they're probably bringing out some swag for the Pixar panel that's happening in a couple of minutes. And sure enough, it was. They were handing out these custom softballs. I got it signed by Rosie, which is the voice actress, and then I believe this is the producer, and then this is the director, and then the other director as well. It's really cool. I mean, if you think about it, who's gonna go to Target and get a softball? What makes this special, there's a memory that comes along with whatever it is, whether if it's a pen or a softball. Sorry, I said baseball, but the series is about softball. I'm a big fan of art that makes you remember something because it makes it a little more special. Also, the Concept Art Awards, oh my gosh, roll the clips. The Concept Art Awards were just amazing. Again, it's a celebration of all the hard work that gets done at the studios that might not get seen. You know, people go to the theaters, they see the finished work, but they don't see the behind the scenes. They don't see producing and the reproducing of the story that gets refurbished over and over. So it was really cool and really special to be a part of, just in the audience, just celebrating. That was a day 1, day 2 mix. And I kind of wanted to like bring this all home with something that I alluded to earlier. I kind of stopped vlogging like midday Saturday. I just have my laptop. My laptop's heavy as it already is, with all my camera gear in my bag, and it was a lot, and it was starting to get a bit annoying because I was worrying about this a lot, the vlog, and I wasn't really focusing on the expo. And I remember having such a good time at the Concept Art Awards and having such a good time at the expo itself that I was like, I really want to soak everything in a lot. And I remember even on Sunday, I didn't even vlog, I think, at all. Seeing how well I was enjoying the expo really convinced me to not vlog any longer. The main reason why was because I didn't want to compromise my experience of the expo because I was worried about a challenge that the expo was hosting. All I did at most was just take photos. So I took away my mic and I just had my camera and I was just taking photos that would help tell the story of what I was experiencing on Sunday. Sunday, I met Jorge Gutierrez. He was the director of The Book of Life. And I remember attending a panel that he was in with John Musker and Chris Sanders, the director of The Wild Robot and Lilo and Stitch. He did an impression of Stitch for us.
You do so personal. I wish I could. I actually went in to record for him, and I ruined my voice on the tour, and I can't really. I can kind of do it.
I was attending that panel, and it was a panel on writing for animation, and it was something that I really wanted to go to because I love telling stories. I love being in that seat of the director's chair. It's something that I really gravitate towards, and I really wanted to learn and grab insight from some of the best directors and writers this industry has seen. I remember afterwards, after the panel was done, I think it was one of the last panels I attended of the expo, and I was getting really sad. And I realized I wouldn't be getting sad if I wasn't really experiencing the expo. If I was just worried about something else, I wouldn't have something to miss. That's something that I have right now. I do miss the expo. I do miss the experiences, the panels, the artist alley, meeting people. But there was a point that I had to say, like, you know what, I just got to put the camera down and really just take this in, because I still did want to do the vlog challenge and share this lesson that I learned. I definitely am glad I put the camera down for the last couple of days, because my experience in the celebration of animation at the expo was just that much better. On Sunday, I was like, you know what, I can just style the video differently. I can end it like this. You can still commit to something, but still not finish it and still make it something really great. And that's what I hope this video ends up being. To be an inspiration for whoever's watching, to really just make sure you step back. Getting better and staying consistent and doing your craft is really awesome. But make sure it just doesn't rob your experience of life, and make sure you aren't robbing yourself of awesome experiences because you're too worried and too concerned with your craft. And that's something that I also learned before I left for Vancouver, and that was what my 3D animated film was based around. It makes everything that much sweeter when you really take into account of the people that are surrounding you. Mainly this video has been really like circling around the community side of things, because I think it's very important. So all that to say, I guess you could put it on a t-shirt, put it on your bio. It's very, very important to put the camera down and just enjoy whatever you're doing. So I think I'll leave it at that. There's so much more that I could probably yap on about, but that was my journey to Lightbox, and I wouldn't trade the world for it. I'm expecting to go back next year. Yeah, so cue the upbeat music, and I'll wrap it up right there. I'll stop yapping. Thank you guys a lot for just sticking around with this video and listening to my big yap session. And this is not a diss to Lightbox for the vlog challenge. You guys, this was just my experience. You know, I'm very passionate about tapping into emotions, making sure you're real, making sure you're being real with yourself. But this is not a diss to Lightbox. You guys, this challenge is awesome. I hope there's upbeat music that transitions smoothly into this, because it's been very serious for the past 30 minutes. So I'm just yapping. All right, I'll end it there. I could yap for more, but thank you guys. I shall see you guys on the flip side. I haven't made a YouTube video in so long that I don't even know how to end it. I'll just, for all I know, I'll just cut myself off and that'll. So, all right, see you guys. I'm so tired. It's so crazy. Physical strength is getting a little weaker every day. My feet are starting to hurt a little bit, but that's fun.
I'm just gonna do around the world. I haven't done this in years, except for like 5 minutes ago where I did it perfectly, but no one saw it. Hold on. Second try. Edit that out. Edit.
Nice. Hey, the bow.
Recording though.
I was recording. Woo! What a send off.
Every time we talk, it brings me back to when the days let out at 3 p.m. and a friend was just a friend.